Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's the brain of the mainframe here, Nile Scala, back for another exciting episode of Crowdfunding Comics. It has been a week. I do apologize. I have been strucken by illness. Nothing, nothing too
what kind of
catastrophic. I just had a little bug, just a little bug, nothing major, nothing to be worried about. But I'm back. I'm ready to rock. I'm starting to get energy, some motivation. We're here. We've rescheduled. We've got two great guests with such an awesome book tonight. Yeah. But Billy, my friend, how the hell you been?
I've been all right. Pounded, working away. Doing what we're doing, right, bro?
Doing what we're doing, son.
Doing what we're doing. So trying to keep things positive. A lot of crazy news came out today. We're going to answer those questions. We're going to talk about that. Maybe we'll even see if our pal JC Vaughn is available. Maybe we could bring JC on later on.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you may have some good insight.
Yeah. But without further ado, why don't we bring the Electric Black Boys in and let's see how that bad boy goes. Why don't you make the introduction, my friend?
Yeah, so tonight we've got the amazing and talented Joseph Schmalke, as well as our good friend, Mr. Rich Woodall. And Rich just appeared. So, Joseph, how are you doing tonight? We lost Rich.
Joseph, what happened to Rich? Did you see him disappear?
It's a surprise.
Ah, there he is.
Sorry.
What's going on,
right
fellas?
when you introduced us.
Well, he did that for.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great, man. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Great to see you guys. Now, Joseph, you're coming to us from
week 2 in isolation.
Yes, we're all in isolation, which is the wonderful thing about the internet here, right? And social media, that we want to use this as a bridge and not a barrier, right, Nile?
Yes.
Bring worlds together. Now, Joseph, you're coming to us like me. I am on Long Island. Nile Scala is up in Connecticut. The brain, Joseph, you're up in Maine, right? Correct, in the wilds of Maine.
In Rich?
Yeah, I'm in. Outside of Port. Yep.
Very good. And Richard, where are you coming from, bro?
I'm on the seacoast of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Nice. We got a couple of New England boys here.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, Billy. Like, we've met several times, but mostly at Nashville Comic Con.
Yeah, absolutely.
With my good friend Randy House.
Absolutely, nice. Bro. I know.
Oh yeah.
He probably wasn't sober, so don't worry about it.
Not at Randy's shoot. Not in Nashua. Absolutely
not. He's not called Drunk Randy for nothing.
Right, he's Drunken Randy. That's his Twitter thing, is Drunken Randy.
That's right.
So, fellas, I got you on the show because I've been following you guys for quite some time now, and I saw that you had a new campaign out on Kickstarter, and I loved, the Electric Black book you guys had out, and now you have the Electric Black Presents. But really quick, before we get into the new book that's out, and I'll start with Rich. Can you just kind of give us a little bit of your origin story, how you got into comics?
Yeah, I've been doing comics since I was 16 in one form or another. It's one of those things where I started going to conventions, little shows in Boston, and I heard, as you do, you hear editor, and I knew I'm supposed to show them my art. So I showed this guy my artwork, and he was a small press editor, and started giving me work at 16, but mostly he wanted me because I had a car. And I could drive him all up and down the East Coast to Philly, to New York, Pittsburgh, and hit all the conventions and stuff. And he introduced me to tons of people. And I started doing my own stuff from there and having a great time doing self-publishing, creator-owned stuff.
Very cool, man. Now, Joe, man, how'd you get into this mess?
Back in 2012, I did my first Kickstarter, which was for a book called The Calamitous Black Devils. It got picked up by a smaller publication called Token Icon out in West Virginia. They put it out, Ohio area. And that got national distribution, which led to me doing a couple other horror books on my own. Rich saw those and he wanted to work with me. And then we got together and we started forming originally the Electric Black was something I was already going to make. But he had some ideas about what he wanted to do with it, and we wanted to make it a collaborative. So I sort of scrapped the initial idea that I had for the Electric Black, and we went into what it currently is, which is more of a, it started off as more of a EC comic Tales from the Crypt type thing. And, but it's morphed into a larger story where the Crypt Keeper and his minions sort of have a larger story than the objects in the shop. So, and that's one of the things is like you hear about like different people in the industry pitching initial ideas. Like Kirkman pitched Walking Dead, and they were like, zombies no good. He's like, but it's zombies with aliens. And then they picked it up.
Yeah.
And then later, there's no aliens. Where are the aliens coming in? And he's like, there are no aliens. So, and that's kind of what we did with the Electric Black. We're like, this is Tales from the Crypt. And then they were like, so where are all the Tales from the Crypt stuff? And we're like, nah, it's not really Tales from the Crypt. It's about these guys. And everybody likes it. So I think it's good for what it is. And with our current series, The Electric Black Presents, me and Rich have been handling all the artwork and the writing. And we've finally branched out and reached out to some guys we trust to handle our property and that are very talented to actually illustrate origin stories for all these characters.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Can you tell us a little bit about Electric Black as far as kind of like the premise of it? You know, the first, because I believe you can get the graphic novel, or maybe you're even sold out of the graphic novel on this Kickstarter.
Joe's gonna be drinking. So, yeah.
What are you drinking, Joe?
What
vodka soda.
Really?
There we go.
Damn, I could get me a beer or something.
The trade. I
had a beer yesterday.
Touches on it right now, so the trade's not quite available yet, but it will be soon. You know, once things start, shipping again. But yeah, the Electric Black is a cursed antique shop that's run by a demon proprietor, and he's got a team of psychopathic employees that run the shop. But it's kind of like Joe said before, we started off as a Tales from the Crypt kind of thing, where it was we would tell a story behind the cursed objects in the shop, and then we, as we were writing it, we kind of realized that the employees of the shop and Julius Black, the main shop owner, like they had a much bigger story to tell. So we started expanding into that. We still tell kind of short, one-off stories that tie into the book, but everything kind of connects together.
Oh, very
cool. The other thing that we do that like not a lot of books do is that you don't ever get a book of the Electric Black where it's just Joe Schmalke work or Rich Woodall work. We both work on it together. We both write it. We both illustrate it.
That's great.
So it's fun. It's fun. We're brothers in this. We've been friends for a long time, and we also fight about it a lot. So
do you really?
It's all good.
Yeah. So what's it like? If you both, very rarely, or if ever, do you see that there are two creative teams and they both doing art and writing? So, how do you separate, like, from getting into major arguments? Do you separate the stories and like this one's mine, that one's yours, that sort of thing? Because you guys are like the Lennon and McCartney.
Yeah, we have to.
Right,
and Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we talked about at the very beginning was like the Lennon McCartney thing. Kind of, anytime we put out a book, it's just created by Rich and Joe. Joe and Rich. Joe gets first credits because he came up with the name and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's one of those things when we're writing the issue, usually for the most part, there is some sort of split in the art where we're telling a backup story or something. So we'll make sure that's 12 pages, and then the main part is 12 pages. And then, Joe will take half of it, and I'll take the other half to draw. Usually there's a split. Sometimes there's not. And we just kind of, Joe will take the first half, I'll take the second half. And then we color it together. So we try to make some sort of cohesion, so it's not, super, disruptive once you hit the other guy's art. If it's
it always
the same story,
it always ends up in Rich's hands at the end. So like at the very end, if things don't fucking make sense, you can blame him.
But
let me ask you a quick question though. Like process wise, how do you do that? Like, does one take more lead on writing, one takes more lead on drawing? Like, how do you draw together?
50-50.
Yeah.
Well, we started off. This is pretty funny. The first 5 pages of the first issue, we drew together, and
did not work.
Rich just dominates. He's like, "Nope, I'm just drawing it my way," and I was like, "All right, fuck it."
Oh,
so
really?
This is how we got to do this.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you guys are learning. You're kind of filling each other out, and you're trying to figure out, because Joe's his pencils, they're digital, and they look like inks.
Yeah.
So I was kind of taking them as layouts. So I was drawing over on top of them and stuff. So and then I would say, oh, well, I really want to change the angle on this one panel or something. So we kind of quickly learned. And the first issue, we fought constantly, really, like it, because we were both, again, it's the first time we'd really worked together. We're trying to figure out how to do this properly together and everything, everything.
And it came down to this. After we did our initial pitch with 8 pages, we had already been in front of Hollywood studios.
Right.
So we took it pretty serious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
now,
wow.
Where do we get? How did that happen?
Yeah.
How did you guys get that? That's a dream, Just
yeah.
Yes. I pitched it to. I had pitched to Scout, which has a pretty aggressive program in Hollywood. They've 3 of their partners are heavily invested in Hollywood, and so they were putting together a pitch Bible, of stuff, properties and stuff they were going to throw out there. And Electric Black had been pitched, but it had been passed on for the most part. And but the president of Scout, he was like, I think this has legs. If you can get me, 8 pages or 5 pages or whatever of this and put it together in a pamphlet, I'll hand it out with the rest of our properties. We'll see what happens. And they took it to San Diego 2 years ago, and it got the most hits of anything that Scout had put out at the time.
Nice.
So they were like, we want to sign this book.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. Was me and Rich, hurried up. We drew these pages together, fought about them. But then after it got picked up, it was like, we've got something here. We've caught fire with this thing, lightning in a bottle moment. Let's run with it. So we took it very serious at that point. And then it's kind of like 2 brothers that have a favorite toy.
Yeah.
And, who gets to play with it this time, and how do you get to manipulate it? And so after we figured out the nuances of how we were going to each work with this, it worked itself out over time.
Yeah.
I mean, we still fight.
Yeah. But
That's
every
what
issue
happened.
got better and better. Like we finally figured out how to work with each other well. And the last issue, it was great. I don't think we fought really at all. And a lot of times we'll fight over little detail things, kind of where we want to go with it, or that kind of stuff. But
we're passionate about it. We love this property.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we realize like we both want the best for the book.
Yeah.
And we compromise a lot, and
nobody's doing it to like make it horrible.
Right.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks they've got the right idea.
Yeah.
Now, are you still
but that
being?
led to
Oh, sorry. Are you still
Oh,
being
sorry.
published through Scout?
Yeah.
You are.
Yep.
Okay, very cool.
So we are, but the other part of this is that we are the most successful book from Scout, and they gave us our own imprint.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Very cool,
we are
Yeah.
we also have our new imprint that's coming out later this year, which hopefully isn't affected by anything. But even if it is, we can wait till 2021 to put it out.
Yeah.
But it's called Black Caravan,
Mhm.
and it's a horror science fiction imprint. It's run by me and Rich. And we're going to treat every property that we sign just like we treat this book.
Right.
This has been Rich's lifelong dream, is to like run his own imprint. He takes it very serious. I think he's the backbone behind this. It's the only reason I'm doing it is because he's behind it. We've already got like 2 or 3 properties that are definitely coming on board. We're more of a boutique, is what I would consider it, imprint, where not every horror title that Scout puts out is through us, but the ones that we choose have the right vibe and the feeling that me and Rich want.
So you're taking submissions basically from other creators?
Yeah. If you you can go to www.theblackcaravan.com, and there's a submissions page there that you can read all the guidelines and stuff, and send us something. We're actually I think we have a couple contracts out, and then we have a couple guys we're pretty close to sending contracts to. So we're pretty excited about the stuff that we're getting in. The first day, I think we got like 5 submissions, and I was shocked that we got that many on the first day. But yeah, it's been really, really cool. It's great to see these books that nobody's seen, and you got creators that have been trying to break in or whatever. Everything from those guys to I'm working with Tom Snagowski. He's pitching a book now, and we're trying to get an artist for him for his pitch. So it's like we've got new guys, and we've got vets like Tom that are doing stuff. So it's gonna be kind of cool. And we want to do art books too. So it's not just comics. We've got a buddy who he does a lot of stuff for Mondo Posters, and we're gonna do kind of a creative art book with him. So yeah, we really want to try different things and kind of test the waters and see what floats and what doesn't.
And we've also got
very
connections in bootleg toys and stuff like that. So you might see something in the future where we're doing things that incorporate that community that don't necessarily translate over into comic books all the time. But one of the properties we are looking at the moment is Phantom Starkiller. That's he's a figure that comes out through Super 7. Fairly certain we're picking that one. Should be cool. Should be very cool. It's like Star Wars meets E-Man. I mean,
that's
you
awesome.
Can't really...
You can't go wrong with that. You really.
Right.
What else do you say with that?
No.
I know if
And
our
the
buddy Jay
action
Barlett's
figure
watching right now, he's
already
probably creaming in his
exists.
jeans.
Right.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome, man.
So,
You guys got quite a bit going on. So
Yeah.
now with what you're taking though, with these submissions that are coming in, is that being funneled through Scout, or that's strictly just your?
That's just
your
us.
brand?
They told us, you guys can do like 6 books. You're in charge of it. It's things that we're interested in. So, and they've been, if there's things that we think might be a little iffy, we'll send them over. We're close. We work close with James Hake, and he's been super supportive of everything that we've done. And Scout has a couple other imprints that they're doing now too. They're doing a young adult imprint and and other imprints. So they're they're trying to kind of do those little special.
Yeah, they got a LGBTQ imprint. They've got a young adult imprint, and then they've got
the horror sci-fi, and
I feel like they, and then they got us. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's us.
well, it sounds like they're trying to grow like a nice, diverse
no,
library.
Yeah.
It is. But they're also like, James is the president of our particular brands, so it comes down to our tiebreaker. And Rich,
right,
down something, and we really want to push something. You push it over to James's table, and if he digs it, it pushes through. If he doesn't like it, it's done.
We'll kill it. Yeah,
it's nice. We also have a great editor. This guy, Sean French. He works in video games, and he does narrative editing for us and all this other stuff. So team member, and we also have
Ed Dukeshire doing
duties
lettering on
at
stuff.
conventions in the future.
Yep.
Ed Dukeshire doing lettering for us. Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys got a nice setup going. So you have a good foundation going.
How many books do you guys plan on publishing? Titles?
I
say next year.
Yeah. So right now we have 4 proposed titles coming out, along with the 2 that are already part of the brand. So 6 altogether in the first year.
Nice.
We could pick up more as time goes on. We're always open to supporting, particularly graphic novels are easy ones for us to pick up, because if you're like, I have it all done, and Kickstarters that come to us and they're like, we funded our graphic novel. That's cool. All right, you need a publisher for the direct market. If we like it, we're your guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and that's
pitch it to us. It's cool.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with us, where it's especially with there's Ed. Especially with we're trying to get bigger names involved, so we understand back end pay is not the greatest for some of these guys. So with the Electric Black Presents, we've got Paul Pelletier and Carl Moline and Walter Osley and CP Wilson and Ben Bishop and Christian Dabari, and it's like, we want to make sure all those guys get paid. So doing a Kickstarter, so we can fund that, we give them.
Yeah, it's a big part of the model we're trying to push. The precedent we're trying to push is like creators first. We want everybody to be taken care of. We don't want you hunting us down for money. We want to pay you.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And they're still going to have a
because we are
with a lot of this stuff too. So I mean, the Electric Black stuff is since it's our property, it'll be a little different. But if Tom Snagowski comes on and he has an artist and they do a Kickstarter, they'll get an exclusive Kickstarter cover, and then it'll be a Black Caravan run, and they'll get all the back end from that and stuff. But I mean, you guys know sometimes back end is great and sometimes back end's
yeah.
But the cool thing is like I said, when they're coming to you, like especially someone already funded their book, and again, it's not easy, the direct market. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, not anyone can do it or even produce their comic, and that's why it's good to have a team that's, fair and on your side, and boom, and help like you guys, what you guys are offering them.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Kickstarter, I mean, your campaign is kicking ass. You guys are doing great.
It's fluctuated a bit. But yeah, we're doing good right now. We had like a hiccup earlier in the week, but we did like a call to arms, and it was crazy. We by $1,600 or something, and then we told everybody what happened.
Yeah. So what happened? Because we lost you. What happened?
Just a mega backer backed out.
Oh,
was it.
That's the worst.
that's what happened. Yeah, like JC
That's the
Bond, that
worst.
happened to like
And
the first.
there's nothing you can do about it. That's the
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough situation where
It's no hard feelings.
Yeah.
But like Joe said, like everybody rallied. You know, we had people that upped their pledges. We had other people that were new and came in, so it was really cool to have that. We've got a lot of great support.
And that's the other thing too. Kickstarters can't rely on like, and I think moving forward, I'll remember this too. If you're relying on those $1,000 pledges, you're kind of effing yourself in some way. You know, it's great when those people are there, but they can always pull the funding at any time for whatever reason. And you have to meet them at that point, you know?
Yeah.
I think you got to be understanding. You never know what's happening in someone's life. You know, their intention is, hey, I really like your stuff. I want to support you. But for all you know, they could have just lost their job and they're like, oh shit, I can't.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the other thing about,
so you do have to. I mean, at first you're probably like, son of a bitch, and then you're kind of like, all right. Maybe there's got to be a good reason.
Yeah, there was definitely that moment of panic.
I think the realist.
Yeah, we had time. You know, we have 7 days left now, but at that point we had like 12. So we knew within 12 days we would make up the like 1,500 that we needed. But it was just you don't want to have to climb that mountain again.
No. But you guys, you've broke goal. You know, you've got 212 backers, which is crazy. I mean, you guys have a hell of a campaign. I mean, so let's get into this. You know, let's get into the Electric Black Presents. I mean, what do we have? You know, what's the premise of this saga now?
All right. Yeah, so these are the origin stories of 4 of our main characters of the Electric Black. And we have it's 2 issues. You're not just getting one with this campaign. So you get 2 exclusive covers that will never be offered again through this campaign. That's a huge thing. Yeah. So, you know, at the direct market, you're never getting this again. Shops have an opportunity to come on and get these 2 covers by C.P. Wilson and Ben Bishop. They're amazing. They're going to be virgin variants. So gorgeous. All the dressing is going to be on the back side. It's going to be really cool. I think these are going to flip on the variant market for more money, but you know, that's being dictated by other people. And then the interiors are issue 1 is being done by Paul Pelletier, which is doing a Vietnam story about Roy, our rage monster, who was developed during this time. And then you've got the second story, which is being done by Walter Osley, which is this Black Plague story about this cosmic entity called the Yellow Stranger. In issue 2, you've got Carl Moline handling Julius Black, which happens during, what would you call it? The Roman conquest of England, or
killing druids.
And then, a bunch of druid killing stuff. And then Erebus's story, and he's only lightly touched on within our series thus far. And it's all about the dawn of man and the rise of the Electric Black, which was originally this like monolith, and it's crazy. So that's being done by Christian Nabari. And we've got a great team lined up. All the artwork is pretty much settled for issue 1. Issue 2 is still being worked on. These things will come out as soon as print companies are able to be up and running, is what I could tell you.
Yeah.
At this point, we've got C.P. Wilson, who did this awesome Legionnaire type image. He's doing t-shirt. We did t-shirt designs for his 2 things. You get them in 2 different colors. We've got Skeleton Crew pins. If you guys have not seen Skeleton Crew stuff, they do all the exclusive gear for Lock and Key, and they do a lot of work with Ben Tumblesmith. So they did our enamel pins. Mike Mignola, yeah, they do a lot of the cursed artifacts for Hellboy and stuff like that. Headlopper, they do a lot of the stuff for Headlopper. So they made our electric black pens. And then, of course, we've got the electric black graphic novel, 144 pages. Pretty awesome. There's exclusive prints. This one is done, that you're seeing on the screen right now, is by me and Rich. So I drew the background and Rich drew the foreground. Kind of looks like Roy is getting effed in the A by the Yellow Stranger, but that was not the intention. It's still
you
cool.
did the layout for that one, right?
I'm wondering why I was drawn to that.
It was supposed to be him like bashing a guy to death, and then you drew. Yeah, it's definitely BF-ery.
It's a climactic scene. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where I changed it on.
So,
sorry, Joe.
It's cool. It's like a fetish thing.
It's fine, dude. But if you're into fetish things, we are all about that here at the Electric Black. We've got Phantom Star Killer. This is a teaser here. So one of the deals we have going with Peter Gorel, who is Killer Bootlegs, the guy that makes Phantom Star Killer, which is the property we're picking up. We're both going to be illustrating that book. So this is his first sketch of the Phantom Star Killer. You can pick that up for nothing. Yeah, so we've got all these cool rewards. We were offering original pages, original artwork, exclusive prints that will never be done again. Of course, the covers are a huge deal by two great artists. If you guys don't know who C.P. Wilson and Ben Bishop are, C.P. Wilson works on The Stuff of Legend and The Wraith, and The Wraith with Joe Hill, and Stuff of Legend is a huge book. It's been picked up by Disney at this point. It's going to be made into a live-action film. And then Ben Bishop works on Drawing Blood with Kevin Eastman, and he's also a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artist. So both very capable, awesome artists. And he also does tons of beer can labels for a local brewery up here.
Yeah, Ben's a great guy. His work is what got me back into Ninja Turtles, like back in 2016, I think. I actually I have some of his stuff on my wall over here. I've been trying to get him on the show forever. I finally got it.
Tell him to come on to our show.
Yeah.
Me and Ben used to share a studio together. He got too highfalutin. He went off. He started his own thing, and so now
that's it. Sorry, Nile, you
can't
fanboy and gush over him. You're gonna have to wait for a convention. And I want to film that. I want to film you with all your Ninja Turtles comics for the past 15 years. You got me back into Turtles.
Ben, did you realize you got me back into Turtles?
Yeah.
I got my Leonardo sword and my size.
You got your little mask on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wearing the plastic shell from my 1989 Halloween costume and nothing else.
Oh my god! In the front?
Yeah, I'm just wearing my plastic shell, nothing. Well, I'll have the headband and nothing else because the turtles are natural. They're all natural, man.
Oh my god!
We're naked.
Why is this tail in the front?
Ben is a very capable artist, and he's very. We had to ride his ass quite a bit to get him to do the fucking cover, so glad he did it.
He's got his own studio now, right? He's doing his own thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
Anywho, moving on.
Yeah.
Dylan Andrews is a nice guy, too.
Yeah. Dylan.
Yeah. I like Dylan.
He also has he's
Hey,
homeless.
Dylan could have. me and Dylan have all stayed together comfy and then separated by coronavirus later. But Ben had to go off and be a big man.
He pulled the trigger.
No, it's fine. Yeah, he pulled the trigger early.
Yeah, he did.
Left you in the dust.
He knew it was coming.
It happens. It
He's
happens.
like,
On to bigger and better.
I need my own space.
Yeah, we're all
He
getting
needed space for all of his coronas.
Thanks, Ben Bishop.
There you go. Yeah. Way to go.
Hang on. Here we go. Now you can tell him.
Thanks, Ben Bishop.
Thanks, Ben Bishop.
Oh my God, I got in so much trouble. I got in so much trouble like 2 weeks ago when I did hashtag Thanks China, and people went crazy on me. Oh my God,
You can't do that, man.
I know.
You can't do that.
My wife's like, "What the hell's the matter with you?" I'm like, "What?
Trust me.
What?"
It may have been funny in your head. But that's about it.
It seemed funny. And I'm like, "What? Started
He's like,
China?
it's a
What?
joke.
Fucking Chai comms." I started going crazy on. She's like,
Oh, no.
"Just take it
Whoa.
down."
Simmer down
yeah.
now, buddy. Simmer down.
Put it down. I'm going crazy, Scala. I've been doing what I normally do for the past 25 years, being staying at home and only going out to go to the store or take the garbage pails out.
Right. Yeah, for comic creators, this isn't much different than the normal week, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is like for us, like nothing's really changing. It's I feel bad for the shops.
Yeah.
The guys that help generate our revenue and stuff like that. But and I feel bad for sure. They're taking a hit right now.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. It's
so
crazy times, dude.
Yeah. On multiple levels.
Yeah, but I feel that this will pass. It's just going to be tough, And I had a retailer on today, Todd McDevitt from. He's got 3 shops, I think, down in Pittsburgh, and that whole thing with what?
Sorry. Oh my God, Billy sounds like Linda from Bob's Burgers.
Is that true? Do I really sound like that?
Bobby. I don't know.
I don't watch Bob's Burgers. Now I'm
you don't
curious.
Fucking watch Bob's Burgers?
Great show.
My kids watch you. I don't know. I watch the History Channel.
With you? Jeez Louise.
I watch. What have I started watching? On Netflix, I started watching. Well, I'm watching the Vietnam War right now, and I just got back into Walking Dead. And thank God I got into it for last week's show. I don't know if you guys watch Walking Dead.
Never heard of it.
Well,
it's all right.
Now, do you watch both of them? Are both of them still on? Is it?
Yeah, I like Fear the Walking Dead, but I haven't watched them all this whole season.
Is that the show on CW with the redheaded kid?
What?
On CW.
Billy.
Walking Dead with a redheaded kid?
Yeah, on the CW. Is that what you're talking about? Walking Dead?
I don't watch anything on CW. That's all the DC shows, right? Marvel shows?
Yeah, the Arrowverse and all that
Archie,
stuff.
bro.
I haven't watched those yet, bro. Sorry, I don't know. I watch what Ben Bishop tells me. Me and Ben watch TV together. See, we're friends now, not like you. Ben's my friend. I didn't want to tell you that.
I don't know
so
about
he left all you guys, but we pal around. And he's like, "What's up with that guy Nile? Nile's always asking me to be on the show."
Yeah,
I know people ask us to be on the show, but Nile just wants Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop, I got all these comics he can virtually sign.
What the hell are you talking about?
How many Ben Bishop comics you have? Come on, Nile. You're like, oh my God, he's so great. Come on. You love Ben Bishop.
I got the Electric Black, son.
All right, yeah, get it back to the Electric Black.
Black.
So where did the title come from? Where did Joseph?
I like how this evolved into Ben Bishop.
I know.
Yeah. Joe came up with the title.
It's about Electric Black.
He'll have to tell you.
Yeah.
Did you see those covers, Billy?
The Ben Bishop cover?
No.
Absolutely, I did.
The initial.
Look at these right here.
Those are the jetpack.
Oh, yeah. So those jetpack covers, those are all done by Rich. Every single one of those is done by Rich, and he based them.
No, thank you.
I love them how they look like
comics.
EC, Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of goes back to the when we originally started, we wanted to do kind of an homage to the EC stuff, the Wally Wood kind of stuff, and so
I did like a variant cover too. That was like House of Mystery or something,
right?
Yeah.
Joe did a House of Mystery
It's possible.
one for the first issue with our flagship story. Jetpack Comics is my local comic shop, and when they wanted to do one for every issue of the first 4, and so I thought, it'd be a great idea to have a set, so it'll look like a really cool set together, and pitched them on the EC thing, and they dug it. So it's been kind of neat. It's fun to draw those too.
Now that would be great for your comic. You should steal that idea. Like that.
I'll just have him draw it.
Yeah, have Joe draw it.
I'll send you toilet paper.
Sweet.
That's not a joking matter, Rich. I was being serious.
I found a toilet paper calculator yesterday that is supposed to, like, how many pieces or how many rolls of toilet paper you have multiplied by how many times you go a day. And it gives you like an estimate of how many days you can survive with it. So I'm good for like 60 days. So I'm good for a couple months.
I'm ahead of the game, bro. You know what it is? I've just timed my body to go before I have to shower.
Oh, nice. You just
then
waffle stomp?
Just
Wait, are you
rinse it.
just like wiping your ass in the shower?
No, you don't even have to touch anything. You take the shower head off, and you take the drain cover off. Don't leave the drain cover on because you never know what you have.
Oh, dude, there's a picture. There's a diagram of someone, and they're in the shower and they poop in their hand.
Go to my YouTube channel. There's a how-to. It's called the rear rinser. I have 3 how-to videos on it. One from above to the side and through below. And give it a shot,
gentlemen. I apologize that this is devolved into debauchery.
I don't get it. Why is that?
No, that's good stuff.
Well, as I did today,
you guys make me
also
sick.
you can make that toilet paper last a lot longer. You can even use these little tissue packs. If you guys saw my little thing today, see this right here?
What's that?
This is an ordinary piece of tissue, but you can wipe your butt with this. And I'll get this is the infantry way. So this is what we did in the army, all right? So you get your MRE toilet paper, which is a little bit bigger than
you guys. You fucking military guys, that shit's crazy.
Well, I'm going to show you.
Nobody does that.
You ready? So take this ordinary piece of paper, right? You fold it, right?
Yeah.
Fold it again.
Are you gonna make a spoon?
Yes. So there you go. Right. They got you one square. So you take this corner, you tear it out. Okay. So you have this.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay. So then you can take this and you fold it. You got 4 sides, right? Take the one inside.
I gotta zoom in on
White one.
What's going on?
All right, zoom in, right? All right, so you got your 4. Here's your piece, right? You got the hole's a little big. Doesn't have to be that big. The hole could be a little smaller, but it still works fine. Take this, fold it again. So you got a square, right? You got your square. You got 4 good sides of this square. So you wipe side 1, then you wipe side 2 with the next one. You wipe side 3, and then you wipe side 4, and then you could fold it on the inside like this. All right, so it's all on the inside, and then you can throw it away. And then you take this little piece right here.
I don't know if you've.
Hang on.
What?
Then you take this piece right here, the center piece, right? And that's what you clean your fingernails with because you're going to get that shit in there.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, it'll work.
It's fucking gross.
It works. Wipe, fold. Wipe, fold, wipe, fold.
Or shower
You
head.
can make a little bird if you want.
It's like
A pterodactyl. Or a hat. Or a veil.
Military guys have to go through.
It works.
Well, realistically, the MRE just clogged you up.
Gross.
Yeah, that's true too. It does. It's
just
all hard.
constipated.
Cocky rocks and cocky dots you get.
So
Sorry. So let's get back
is it true? Like you have to eat all the MREs because there's certain kinds of like laxative to like bound you up type shit that's in the MRE, right?
That's why you want to chew the gum that they give you, because that helps you shit. I asked,
Holy
what's the point of the gum? They're like, you need to chew the gum. What the fuck's in the gum that helps you shit? I forget. You know what? Listen up, world. I fucking love MREs. It's a weird hobby. I'm like, oh, check out this Russian MRE I got. I'm gonna start doing videos where I'm just making it, and I'll just be talking like, "Ooh, you hear the water bubbling in the bag?" It's like freaking Chili Mac.
Another good thing is to watch is that 17th century cook. That guy, he's up there by you guys in New England.
No, he's
He wears a
not.
little hat. Oh, he's not?
No, he's in Indiana. You're talking
Oh,
about
he
that
is?
17th century cooking?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Townsend.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
He's amazing. That's a good way to teach you how to cook and survive as well.
Yeah, if you want to make like all your meals encrusted in some form of bread bowl.
Yeah, dirt and
That
bacon.
sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. And you could take these bluebird eggs and crack them and makes a nice little batter.
It is kind of cool. His whisk is like hay.
It's great. And it just looks so good. Oh my God, how they would steam stuff, fry stuff, and everything like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. You guys like comic books?
Look,
We love
Hey, you guys
comic
like?
books. That's our whole thing.
All right, so I see. I apologize. I got to say, Rich, I'm noticing on your wall there, you got
yeah.
two of the greatest movies of all time. At least one of them in Jaws. I mean, Star Wars is great too. And then you have one of the worst movies of all time in Episode 1.
Oh,
Why would you do that to the Jaws poster by putting Episode 1 there?
I am more of a fan of Drew Struzan
Episode 1 is garbage.
than
Thank you.
the
Joseph
episode
gets
one. Yeah, no, it's a horrible movie. I've got this nice Art Adams Fantastic Four. And,
Oh, Art Adams is the best, man.
I love
So
those
good.
reprints.
But
Oh, where'd he go?
What happened? Did you kill these guys? You knock them off?
No, I don't know what the heck just happened. He was just there.
Vodka soda.
He probably hit the button when he was moving his thing around, his camera around.
Yeah.
sorry about
There
that.
he is.
Stupid
All
thing
right.
keeps kicking out. But yeah, no. That's totally for Drew Struzan, not for Episode 1. Because I think
Very
I've got
cool.
another Drew Struzan over here for the A New Hope.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah,
So did you like
Yeah.
Ansel too?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to fill up my room with just comic stuff, and I got my Kirby shelf over here, and more Kirby shelf, and then the
nice.
artist edition Kirby shelf, and any inspiration. My office is just a freaking giant. Well, Billy, your office looks the same way.
Oh yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
everything that inspires you, right?
Yep, absolutely. Including warbirds.
Now,
I got my Corsair right there coming down on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I remember you
I've got stuff
posted
too.
shots all around your studio. Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing, Rich, and we'd love to have you on too, and Joe, and studio tours.
Yeah.
Totally.
And we start doing the artist studio, and we'll do a crowdfunding comics episode and have you just walk around and show your studio for a half hour.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love it. It's a great place to spend my time.
Absolutely. So, what are you guys getting snow up there?
Yeah, a little. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking out the window here, and everything is covered.
Oh, really?
Bullshit.
Oh, that's so nice. We did get snow. Now, did you
We
get
got
snow?
Yeah, I had snow and then it turned to rain this afternoon. But we got like 3 inches, but now it's a slushy mess.
Yeah. See, ours was just like
You
41
can
degrees.
you can see it. You can see it on the fucking
window.
branches behind me. That's snow.
That's snow right there. Yeah.
Winter in New England, spring in New England, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
craziness.
Yeah. We get like 6 months of winter.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It's unreal. I lived in New Orleans, and it was
Mhm.
the exact opposite. It was like sweltering heat. for I just can't get it right. You know, it's like
there's no happy medium.
you're either sweating to death or you're frozen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is bad.
Well, here we are. We got 14. We got 7 days left, Scala.
Hey, you guys have 7 days left.
7 days left. Listen, guys, I know this is a rough week for everybody out there, but if you guys could share at least, and I get it, you know, it's such uncertain times, but these are great guys with a great campaign. Mm-hmm. They're over $14,000. They got 212 backers. They got 7 days left. If you guys are not in a position to help them out, with funding wise, could you please perhaps share it? Just share it on your social media, on your Facebook friends. Share this book. This is a time when all of us, if we can, you got the means, come together. And I mean, it's a beautiful campaign. I mean, what a great page you guys designed. And art, unbelievable. The art is just fantastic.
It's really, no, it is. It's a really good book you guys have.
Thank you.
I really encourage everyone to check it out because it's very entertaining. I haven't read all of them, but I have caught a couple. And you guys really have a really cool book out there, and I'm definitely gonna pledge to this. Well, actually, I don't know if I did already. I gotta double check. I pledged to so many of these things. If I haven't already, I definitely will because
it's one of these things. Day one, we got so many pledges out of the gate. It was awesome, and like you can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah,
for coming out and doing this. The thing is that everybody's gonna get something really cool, really special when it's all done. That honestly, even when this goes to the direct market, which it will, it will never be in this format again.
Yeah,
I can promise you that. So and we're opening it up to stores. You know, we've got retailer packages because we don't want stores to be like include us.
Yeah,
we included you.
Yeah,
we've got packages for you. So take a chance on an indie. It's a hit of an indie, and it's a damn good story, man. We got 4 tales over 2 issues. Everything will be delivered at once. I think everybody's going to be happy at the end of this.
Well, it looks beautiful. I mean, Paul Peltier is fantastic. But I'm looking at Carl Moline, tell us about Carl. Where did you find him? I mean, his pages look wonderful.
Yeah, Carl worked with Joss Whedon on Frey and some of the other Buffyverse stuff. He's done some Marvel and DC work too.
Cool.
I did a show with him down in Florida 2 years, 3 years ago when I was pitching the Electric Black. And I got him to flip off Rich in a video post. And that's how I recruited him. I was like, hey, Rich is a huge fan of yours. Can you flip him off? And he's like, yes, I can. And so we recruited Carl Moline.
Nice. Hey, a good friend of our show just popped in.
He's a good.
Hey, Old Bean.
Hello, Old Bean.
Joseph, Rich.
Joe and Rich. This is Old
Bean.
Hello,
Rich.
J.C. Vaughn.
What's happening?
Rich is actually a Bedtime Stories for Impressionable Children contributor.
Yes, yes, I am. How's it going?
It's good, guys. This has been a very funny show. I don't know that it's been coherent. But,
I know,
but it has been very funny. And you know what? The internet needs funny right now.
That's true.
Yes, exactly.
It does. Yeah.
And so
I think one of the things that you guys were just saying that I found pretty exciting was that you are having packages for retailers. And I think one of the things that's important for all of us to remember is we can help the retailers that are still open. Obviously they've got stock in their stores. They can capitalize on that. They can thus far they should still be able to reorder the perennials from Diamond's Olive Branch operation. That's great. These are real strong things to help them. But having new product to coax people into the store during this period will help them sell their back issues, their sale items, their other stuff like that. And I commend you guys for really for doing that. I hope that a lot of other guys will do this. Nobody knows how long this is going to last.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're doing something, and I just, we published the ECs for a long time, so I freaking love your jetpack covers, man.
Oh, thank you.
They're just outstanding.
Thank you.
So what do you guys, if you guys don't mind me asking, I mean, do you think
Yeah.
with what's going on, like with Diamond, like if people want to know what's really going on, I recommend you head on over to actually Diamond's website. Steve Jeppy's letter is right here, kind of explaining everything, where they're at, the effects that it is going to have, possibly will have, but also, the path forward when hopefully this all clears up. But let me ask you guys, I mean, what is your take on this as independent creators who use crowdfunding platforms? Do you think this is now going to maybe funnel more eyes to the direct market?
Can I hit that one real quick?
Is the third largest.
Oh, Joe, what? Somebody.
What were you saying, Joe?
I think Joe and I were talking at the same time, so let him go.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Kickstarter is the third largest publisher right now, period. It goes Marvel, DC, Kickstarter. It just is. So the direct market doesn't exist the way that it used to anyway. The thing is that the shops still need to exist. You still need to put your book in their stores. Diamond is the only game in town for a direct market. Lots of stores go that way. So are they evil? No, but like nobody else has stepped up to the plate to take them on, So Kickstarter offers a way for this indie crowd to exist. And even now, bigger creators are coming to it. And I'm sure we all know people who have been on Kickstarter to raise funding to make their project. Do I think this is going to be the end of the comic book industry? No, I think it's time that shops take part in Kickstarter. They start looking at Kickstarter as a way to bring in these books into their stores to help expand that indie universe. There's been this cutoff, right? Where it's like, we work with Diamond. If you're not going through Diamond, we're not going to work with you. Kickstarter can be an avenue for that. And stores always feel left out. They really do. They're like, oh, well, you're already selling this to people. But if you're in like Minnesota or Nebraska, and you're outside of the market that me and Rich are in right now, nobody knows about us. So if you pick up our book, you're going to be the only guy in your region with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's time for people to adapt to that.
Yeah, and to add to what Joe's saying, part of where Joe and I are coming from with Black Caravan, now that we're on the publishing side of it and working with imprints, is Joe and I want to work closer with retailers. Our whole thing is we want to work closer and build relationships with retailers and with creators. And since we're creators, we know that side of it. We're learning I've been around Ralph from Jetpack Comics for the last 20 years, and he's my sounding board on a lot of stuff. And seeing what he goes through on a daily basis makes me want to, on the publisher side of things, do things that can help retailers a lot more, because I see the struggles that they have with indie comics. I mean, if Ralph didn't get Electric Black, and Ralph was just some random comic shop that ordered 2 copies of it, he may not move those. But since I'm here in town, I can help him promote that kind of stuff. And we want to bring that kind of personalization to as many retailers as we can. So anything we can help the retailers with, if they buy our books, we want to, if they want to send them send us copies of the books to sign, we'll sign everything and ship them back to them. It's like we want to do whatever we can.
That is something that we have been like totally on the forefront of. Anything we can do to help the brick and mortar stores, we're going to be there for you. There's nowhere we're going to cut you out. Literally, the only way you cut yourself out is by not supporting this. So when I hear about people saying they can't get our book from their local comic shop, I give them avenues to go to get it. But like literally every comic shop can pick us up. So comic stores need to come around to the point that like we're not against them. They just need to adapt to what it is that's going on. And we're not trying to fuck anybody out of money. You know, we want you to make money. We want you to support our book.
Yeah.
So
I get that, but I think the thing that all of us that do Kickstarters face, and certainly out of the folks in this particular show, Billy's the most successful.
Yeah.
I think that you can look at it and say, Billy's heard firsthand. Why should I support your book when the fans can get it first through crowdfunding? And that is a challenge. We've all faced that. And to retailers who are already forced to choose between too many comics. They are like, listen, the stores that have a healthy subscriber base and will order anything that one of their customers wants are the healthiest and the happiest, right? Because they're not taking a risk on those books. They know they've got a customer for it. At the same time, how any of us are going to experience any growth in direct market sales is if we have a book that people take a little bit of a flyer on. And that's just like any other publisher. It's up to us to make it attractive, have it a good cover, easily accessible in terms of understanding what the story is and what's going on. All the same challenges that every single good comic book faces. And this is it. I'm obviously pretend no lack of bias in this. Diamond's my sister company, and I love them and what they do. But in terms of the retailers, you know, I'm nowhere near Billy's level as a comic book creator, yet I've experienced this same thing that we're talking about, which is you get a retailer who doesn't want to carry a book, even if it's your best cover. Like I had the last issue of Vampire PA had Billy's cover on it.
Yeah.
And it's a phenomenal looking book, and I'm very proud of the interiors too. And everybody was very supportive of it. And it did okay with the retailers, but not spectacular.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking spectacular by Marvel numbers. I'm talking spectacular by indie numbers, you know.
Sure.
Well, let me ask you a question. Like, if you were like looking to do like a wholesale package on your campaign, right? And I don't have experience with this, so this is just a question. Would you try to do like maybe a comic? Because usually like a lot of the stuff is kind of tailored, like the quality of the books when you're doing stuff is really kind of personalized. And then if it does go to the direct market, it's usually more like a traditional comic, glossy paper, this and that. Would you maybe then look at printing, you know, is it cost effective for creators like yourselves to print, I don't want to say lesser grade, but just more of a traditional comic book that the stores could just purchase like wholesale through your campaign?
In all seriousness, Nile, most of the time for those of us on the, let's say, B, C, D, and E tier of indie creators, if you can get the print run for your Kickstarter and anticipating the direct market, if you can get it in the ballpark of 1,000, it makes no sense not to print 2,000 financially.
Okay.
Right.
And for a lot of us, that's going to take care of the direct market and the Kickstarter. You may have specific covers like this is your direct market cover, this is your Kickstarter cover, and that kind of stuff like that. But usually the way the print runs break, and it depends on the printers you use and everything else like that. But you know, like my thing is I try and make every book that I put out is as absolutely professional. I mean, I use high-end designers with Marvel bullpen experience, and you know, my artists and my colorists and everybody, and usually one cover or another is by Billy, and
Whether he likes it or not.
Whether he likes it or not, and that's it's only because I edit his stuff.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, I'm going to do a cover.
Yes,
An eye for an eye.
Yes.
Well, Jeff, Jeff, and everybody else, if I may ask you this question, my buddy Mark's calling me. Another thing is the cost, right? And I had Todd McDivitt on the show earlier today on my channel, and he was like, "Look, Marvel knows that Marvel can sell a Spider-Man book, any given Spider-Man book, for $10. The fans will just buy it." That's not really the case for us, for indie guys like us. But what I did is to chop the cost down. Maybe is when you go to the direct market, Jeff, and do like what Peter Simeti does. And Peter Simeti, and we have this comic here, our giveaway, our Black Line edition for the for that all our backers get for free. I don't know if you could see it, but this is printed on, and we wanted it to reflect and be the same paper stock as the original Spider-Man number 300.
That's awesome.
with the newsprint, but today's newsprint is far superior than newsprint back in the day. And this book looks beautiful. And Peter Simeti sells his comics. He's able to sell his, I don't know if they're 24 pages or so. He's able to sell them for $1.50.
Yeah. I'm less enamored of the nostalgia trip of newsprint comics than you are, Billy.
Really?
I tend. It's really funny. It's because I'm older than you, and I'm still a collector, and I love old comics and stuff like that. But I love my stuff on crisp white paper or really good, really nice stock. I'll give you one exception to that, and that would be nicer reprints of older material that was originally colored for newsprint.
Mm-hmm.
The coloring is different. There's also one permutation that I absolutely fell in love with, and it's from the 90s, and it was toward the end of Malibu. They switched to a coated newsprint, which produced really vibrant colors at a lower price point, and
cool.
It was really cool.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah,
it's because I'm old. I'm old, and I just love.
I probably just drew in mine. I probably just drew in mine. I don't know. But no, that's cool. But JC, I mean, you love vampires. You've got Vampire PA and stuff like that. Sure. I mean, have you looked at this campaign here for Electric Black?
Listen, anything that Rich does, I look at, whether I've been able to support it or not.
Thank you.
You guys, some of you guys know what we've gone through with Rosina's brother having a stroke and how it's hit us financially. But in all seriousness, man, Rich is a very talented storyteller, and all the stuff, whether it's just stuff he's posted on his page or like that, it's really cool when you find a creator that, like, anytime they post any art, it's worth looking at. So
thank you.
That's a cool thing. And I think one of the things that, listen, we know that a lot of us in comics, and it may include some of us in this show, a lot of us are going to take a hit during this time. Billy's in a solid position because he has his Kickstarter and Indiegogo money in and is producing an excellent comic book. And I say that because I'm editing it. But it's good that he is in that position, because that means that he can produce an excellent comic book that other people can consume during this period. It's already paid for, all that kind of stuff like that. But we have to expect that if this situation persists, as some people say it will, that we will have less bitter supporters, members on our crowdfunding stuff, because they're not going to have any money. But that said, the flip side to that is that the people that do stay employed, and there's going to be many people, are going to be hungry for the entertainment that they're missing.
Yeah.
And So the fall off might not be speculation, entirely speculation, but the fall off might not be as steep as we might otherwise think it would be. I don't know. Those are just possible circumstances.
Let's hope you're right. And I agree because I think, what do we have? 3.4% unemployment before this a month ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully the engine will start, roaring again. You know what I mean? And this is not an economic, pandemic. It's a health crisis. It's a health pandemic. It's not like the 2009 or say 1987 or 1929, the crash. It's not like anything like that. This is an unknown, virus that's attacking us, and it's all out of not helping, all to precautionary moves at the cost of the economy, but that the virus doesn't spread to millions and millions of people.
Sure. Well, listen, man, here's the situation. Okay, everybody wants to jump in and say whether we're underreacting or overreacting. The truth is, only history is going to tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna know this. Hey, I do want to answer Mandy real quick. Mandy, Mandy, Malibu published the Ultraverse. The Ultraverse was an imprint of Malibu. So yes, Prime was a Ultraverse character published by Malibu.
Excellent.
Sorry. So we've now officially digressed into making this an Ultraverse conversation, for which I apologize.
Again.
Even though I love the Ultraverse.
Well, actually, I kind of want to go back and talk to Rich and Joe about.
You wish I'd leave, don't you?
No, not at all. The Electric Black, real quick, because one thing I wanted to ask when we were talking about it, and I didn't get to, and just popped back into my head. You had mentioned that you guys were kind of, talking to studios about it. Is that still something you'd be interested in doing? Because it really is one of those things that you could see, I don't know your vision for, but like a Netflix series or something that is just kind of like each episode's, a little different and just a very cool, like modern Tales from the Crypt type show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If a studio is gonna come to us and say they want to develop a TV show or whatever, we're not gonna say no. Probably not.
No way, you guys. We don't want your money.
Right, exactly. It's one of those things. I work a day job still. I still do a 40-hour-a-week day job at a design firm, and then do comics on top of that. This is Joe's day job,
Nice.
So for anybody having a TV show or whatever developed is probably financially something that could help sustain. We look at it if we get that money, we can keep doing comics for longer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And keep doing other comics that we want to do. Both Joe and I have tons of other stories that we want to tell separate from the Electric Black. But we were amazed at Scout kept coming back to us. Valhalla is talking to us now, the guys who do Walking Dead, and then Sony and this and that, and we heard a lot of good names. Nothing's come of it yet exactly, but it's nice that people are looking, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool.
And that's the whole thing. If the right opportunity presents itself, we're of course going to take it. But initially what we're pitched on was something really cool. And I think our heads are kind of in the same place where a network television show for it. And that sounded good to us.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nice. And then if you guys don't mind me asking, obviously with everything going on, conventions are being canceled, this and that. How are you guys trying to deal with coping with that? Are you trying to do even more of an online presence, pushing your stuff, trying to make any conventions you can? How are you guys coping with what's going on?
But because I have that day job, I'm trying not to get in the way of anybody else. Because I know, like I said, Joe needs the commissions and the work more than I do. My day job pays me really well, so I'm I'm good, but there's guys like Joe and Ben Bishop and Chris Campana and all these other guys that, you know, this is what they do on a daily basis, and they definitely need it a lot more than I do. So I'm trying to stay out of the way myself.
Mm-hmm. Joe?
No, it's no joke.
I'm sorry. I lost the entire feed right there.
We were just saying, you know, how are you coping with, you know, convention cancelings? Are you looking at doing what some other artists are doing, like live commissions and stuff?
I'm gonna start doing a free web comic.
Oh, nice.
Next week. I'm doing a page a week. And
where
people
can that
just
webcomic be found?
Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. It'll appear there. I'll do one page a week. It'll be fully colored, lettered, everything. And then after a time, it'll move to Patreon.
Very cool.
Yep.
Something like that. You know, it's a passion project, but now I have nothing else to do. So, we're kind of on hold with shit. So I'm like, this is a great time for this to happen. So I want to give people something for free while all this is going on. So as long as we're all locked down, it's free. Every week you can tune in and you're going to see a free page. And as soon as the lockdown's lifted, it's not free anymore. But if I get 22 weeks, it's free.
Yeah.
How's that?
Very cool.
That's good.
That's cool.
pretty good, right?
That's admirable.
That's really good.
admirable. Yeah.
Hey, there's a great question here from Mark C. He says, I get defensive when it seems an IP is developed in comics for the purpose of snagging Hollywood money. I don't think that's what the guys are talking about here. And
we never developed this in order to get an IP in Hollywood. We developed this to make a comic book. We knew that it was going to be an IP. How's that sound for an answer?
Yeah, I totally get that because I'm the same way.
We're in the business of making comic books.
Yeah, if somebody gives me money to turn something of mine into Hollywood, that's freaking great, and God bless me. I'm going to turn around and make more comics. I also work in Hollywood, and it's a totally different thing. But to Mark C's point, you know, we all remember Radical and other places that are just absolutely published stuff to get it turned into movies.
That we're not interested in that at all. We're interested in making comic books. That's what me and Rich want to do. That's all we care about. If something happens, that's gravy on top of the biscuit that we've already made.
Yeah.
Now, I think there has been a feeling that things get picked up for IP, but that's not me and Rich's goal. Our goal is to make comic books. That's it. We don't give a shit about anything else. Anything else that happens is awesome. We're making comic books.
Awesome.
Right. And again, with hoping my boss is watching this, you know, if we get Hollywood money, that means I get to work all day doing comic books, which is what I've wanted to do since I was 12 years old. And I picked up that classic X-Men 17 and, you know, saw John Byrne on the inside and John Bogdanove on the outside. And like, that's what I wanted to do. And so making money that I can quit my day job, I'll just draw comics all day.
You can't fault people for having something that's popular.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't get mad at people for something getting optioned or whatever. Now, did we use what we were doing to do that, to get to the comic book thing? Yeah, we did. Because we knew that we had something that was easily transferable to TV. But that didn't change the fact that we just wanted to make a comic book.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. And I just want to say, speaking of John Burns, I believe one of our producer, Blevins, Brian Blevins, may have locked that gentleman in.
Oh, nice.
What did he do?
I think he got John Burns.
Did he get John Byrne for the show? God
Yeah.
love Levins. God love him.
I think
That's
so.
awesome.
Or he's
We'll
in
be
the
nervous.
process of locking it in, right? And JC, actually, I have a question for you, just because I saw someone bring up Diamond again in the chat. We kind of already touched base on that a little bit.
Just to be straight, there's a limit to what I'm going to answer about that.
Oh, my question's not about Diamond. My question's about that won't affect the Overstreet price guide, will it?
Well, right now we're moving ahead as if everything is coming out normally. Our target date is July 22, which is a Wednesday, of course, and but it's also the first day of San Diego. Mm-hmm. My personal belief, and I want to stress that right now, aside from the business, is that I think that whether we are fully over this or not by July, that people will be so freaking hungry for some share of normalcy by that point that it would be a mistake for the guide not to come out then. Mm-hmm. That said, there's all sorts of logistical things that we could do to push it to the fall or anything else like that. We've got a spectacular main cover, which, the McFarlane, Spidey, and Spawn. And we really pulled something off getting that. And that's cool. And it's a great celebration for our 50th anniversary. But the truth is, I don't want to do anything. Bob Overstreet's 80. The last thing I'm going to do is do anything to, expose that guy to something bad. But I really want him, to be a part of this celebration, who deserves to see, because he's still very active in our operation, and he deserves to see people's regard for him and what we've done. But I'm not going to bring him out to a show that we're not ready for. So my planning is like San Diego is going to happen. In my heart, I'm very doubtful that it does, but I still think the book needs to come out on time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for answering.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, gentlemen. Now, Joe and Rich, have you guys thought about expanding your crowdfunding outreach and bringing now Electric Black to Indiegogo after this is done?
This has been so stressful.
It's one of these things, like, I hate crowdsourcing. I really do. I just do. It's always been like
it's a lot of work.
It's a full-time job. Yeah.
This is the perfect show for you.
It's a mental thing too. Like, it gets in your head and you're like, am I a loser? Am I a fuck up or something? But this one in particular has been a complete roller coaster. I think if we make our goal and everything's okay, I think we're gonna be fine with where it's at. But Indiegogo does not sound like a bad choice. This situation that we're in, where I think that we could still get some of the artwork at a cost. Like, we could have shot for the 2 issues that we wanted, but maybe we only got the cost for the 1 issue. And Indiegogo would have been an appropriate way to go for that, because it's not all or nothing. You get what you get, right? Yeah. I'm assuming that's it's like, if you raise $1,000, you get $1,000.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yes.
In this instance, we've definitely raised enough to pay what we need for the artists and the lettering and the editing and stuff like that goes into it. Mm-hmm. The other, we're not just a safe spot, 200% backed or something like that. We're 102% backed.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, somebody could pull out and we're totally fucked again. Indiegogo would be a safer route. Definitely. I don't think it's as well known as Kickstarter, but I don't think that's necessarily as bad. It's like, you just educate people on what you're doing.
Yeah.
We haven't educated our crowds on what we do.
I did both simultaneously.
At the same time, because it's a big difference in audience, right?
It's not really. It's just that there are people that have
crossover.
Well, oh yeah, because we
There's
crossed over.
crossover.
We crossed over big time. I mean, you had now Indiegogo's older than Kickstarter. Kickstarter seemed to have gotten a lot of press and all, but I've been, we've been weighing the numbers, and Nile and I have had. Is this our 108th show, Nile? Maybe.
Well, we have more than that, but as far as like,
well, we've been doing this for
crowdfunding
over
commentary.
110 shows, right? And Jeff, from a
And
year ago, we've been
in
doing this
97 years.
in 97 years. No, in the year. So we've been doing this for a little over a year, and just
We're not even hitting. Oh, we just had our 1 year Sunday. Yesterday was our 1 year anniversary, the 22nd.
Nice.
Woo! Woo! Oh, we got to do a 1 year anniversary show now.
I should have wore pants.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Damn. Oh, anyway, but I digress. But no, like my Indie. So what we did was we launched them simultaneously. Indiegogo's older, so that people have been using Indiegogo, and Kickstarter is newer, but Kickstarter seems to have gotten all the press. Our Indiegogo numbers on both projects, on my Zombie Sama book and this one, it far exceeds our Kickstarter numbers. So
but you have the in-demand feature though too.
Yes,
that's a big difference.
In demand. So our in-demand feature. What's up, bro? Yeah. Our in-demand feature, because once your campaign ends, you could stay in demand, and it's like a store. Our in-demand in the past 2 months, I think 2.5 months, we're over $20,000 in demand on Indiegogo.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
well, here's the kicker though, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt, but here's my theory, especially now with Diamond on pause. I think you're going to see some competition between Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and Kickstarter's already made a move that now you can extend your campaign 10 days.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So they've added that feature.
Well,
now, if Kickstarter adds an in-demand feature, which is great, because what's better than that, right? You've now fulfilled your campaign, and now you can just keep selling certain tiers. And then while you're still finishing your book, you're still selling your book. So you hit a point where it's like, all right, I got to stop in demand and take a final count.
All right, let me put the question back on you, Nile.
Yeah.
Don't you think the competition between them is good for all of us?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do. Because now they're going to try to offer more features to be more competitive, to make it better for the indie creator, to entice more people coming in. So I
also think that there's bound to be some moves to make it. They're already pretty easy to use for consumers, but there's gonna be some kind of system put in to make it more attractive to consumers during this period, if this period is in fact protracted.
Yeah. Well, I got reached out to by, I don't know if for Indiegogo, the head of the comic book and graphic novels division of it. He reached out to me personally on Twitter. Because I had said we had done these both campaigns, but now I'm kind of leaning towards Indiegogo, and he reached out, tagged me and everything. Really, Tucci, let's talk. We'd love to talk to you about me going exclusive with Indiegogo.
Well, I think that's terrific, and that's part of the competition that I'm thinking of. I know I called you this afternoon, and I said the first thing I said was, I think that given the economic situation that we've just described a couple minutes ago, and how we're going to be fewer people supporting, but maybe the ones that are supporting are as enthusiastic as they ever were. My first thing I said to you was, you can't cut out either of these. But on the other hand, if you were able to leverage your position and get that kind of thing where they're guaranteed to promote you, and that kind of stuff, maybe you do that deal.
I don't know. That seems conflicting, though.
Why?
For them to promote?
You're a capitalist.
Oh, dude, seriously, look at Kickstarter and tell me that some of those people are not regularly featured on the tops of these pages and stuff like that. And that's business, man. I'm fine with that.
Well,
I wish it was me.
I don't know what they mean by promoting.
Me.
That's all. I don't know what they'd mean by promoting.
Well, if you pop up whenever they do recommendations, they only do that to they only do that to people who are on fire, which is great. And they should. And you can still the thing that I like is, my perception is that you can still get there by merit, which is fine. If they are excluding everybody, that's when I start getting antsy. I don't mind them making a deal that so-and-so is always going to be promoted, because that guy's still only going to have 3, 4, 5 crowdfunding things a year. He's not going to be on there all the time.
Well, and that was one of the things that we saw when we launched. We had a great first day where we made, was it 50%, Joe? On the first day? Is Joe still? Joe's
Yeah, we made it to. No. There's people writing to me online.
Oh, sorry.
They're saying, get off that show. It's like the Hindenburg
I have a.
killing you.
Oh, the humanity.
Anyway, yeah, we made it to over 50%.
Oh, yeah. First day we made over.
No.
And yet we didn't show up on any of the hot anything for.
And that's what's.
I never did a Kickstarter I love. My buddy Jake Epstein, who runs Rocketbook, which has made over $10 million on Kickstarter, never gets a project they love.
Yeah, and that's weird because we hit, like, same thing with us. Yeah, I think we hit our goal with She in 3 hours or so, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And we never once got, like you said, a project we love, projects we're looking at. Here's something to look at, and because I have my old Kickstarter, my original Kickstarter campaign, not campaign, my own account of all the books I buy. People's books. 5-6 years I've had it, maybe 6 years now. So I still go on to that just so I could go around and they don't see it's me or whatever, and then I'll check in on comics, and we never once, like you guys, we're never once doing that. I mean, there's the one thing that says that maybe it's funded or something. There's one thing down, but there's never one like project of the day, anything like that. What we recommend. But on Indiegogo, we hit that goal and boom, we were top of the list on Indiegogo. Yeah. With books that are happening right now, projects we're promoting because they see that it was funded. And now they feel that, okay, you got a winner here. People want, when a book starts doing well, like you said, you guys funded half your book in the first day. You think that they would jump behind that because then if you look at your projection, your trajectory should kind of be like, not necessarily going to get like that, right? Yeah. But the first day you get that high, you think that they would promote it because other people would see that and they don't. And that's a little frustrating,
Yeah. And the other thing is there's no it doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to the logistics behind it. There's no write-up saying if you do these things you'll achieve this on the site. So it seems like it's kind of back in random. It's if you're in with Kickstarter or whatever, then maybe that's the way to do it. It's the who kind of thing.
I think. Listen, I think there's an element. Hey, Nile, can you bring up TJ's last comment?
This one here.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, have them make their search engines easier to find a particular genre or not show expired campaigns.
I think that when you're negotiating with them, you should take the opportunity to mention that because that is a very frustrating thing. Bad search engines aren't acceptable in this day and age.
Well, I mean, the platforms are the platforms. You go with what you know, what you built your audience on. If you want to test waters, you can. It's just, when you go to a new platform, you got to remember it's starting over again because you do have it's very dedicated. Kickstarter backers are Kickstarter backers. Indiegogo backers are Indiegogo backers. You got a few in-betweeners, but each one has their own following.
They do.
So and there's if you're like 40, like Chevy. I mean, but it depends. But one thing I did learn, and I've really studied the hell out of this. And I used to really promote people like, oh, do one or the other, blah, 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 blah. But then doing more research, I'm like, but you really need to see if you're really building a fan base on one, don't necessarily leave that fan base. And then going over to another campaign, if you're doing the same thing, it's kind of people look at it funny. So it's like you almost want to do something totally different. I'll be honest, like, Billy doing it is different than like me trying to do it. Right.
Yeah, sure.
It is. It's different. It's a different fan base. We grew up with a lot of Billy's stuff, so it's different.
Sure.
You say I'm old.
No, I'm just saying you're very successful and you have a lot of great products. And I draw on a lot of them because I don't care. I'm going to draw on your new book. Once it comes, I'm going to draw on it. I don't care. Just joking. But he's like, yeah, no, you're not getting it. But it is like focus on where your fan base is. If you want to test the waters, do it, but you got to make it enticing. Plus, you got to do your market research, on who's backing, who's what, and all that stuff. But again, I mean, what these guys have is great. Like you said, it could be multiple different media outlets. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Electric Black is freaking awesome. And I think, guys out there, and JC, I mean, JC knows your work too. I mean, he's, JC's an intelligent man, and mine might say the brain because I can handle the computer, but JC is the brain. He knows everything. If he says something's good, then it's great. So I'm telling you guys, back this book if you can. If you can't, please share it, but don't lose sight of these two. They're going to be a lot of great things are going to be coming from these two.
Absolutely.
More and more.
More and more. Now I'm looking forward to it because even with Scout Comics, I mean, I'm talking to James and, we're going to be having him on, and that's just
awesome.
Me and him only got talking because I really like the cardboard display that looks like a vending machine.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
That's what we need.
We need more of that.
Absolutely. Yep. That's exactly what we need.
It's a simple display. Like that's the shit you might see in a CVS someday.
I got to tell you
sold there.
Billy tried to get a Coke out of it.
Yeah.
I did.
Actually, TJ thought it was a real vending machine, and TJ was in the chat. He's really thought it was a vending machine.
Over. TJ got mad at it.
But TJ's usually drunk, so it's fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's what we call him, Drunk TJ.
Yeah, just drunk.
Now, gentlemen, be it that say, when things get back to normal, the conventions start again, store signings start again. You have any plans for the late spring, for the summer, for appearances that people could see?
Yeah, I'm at Artist Alley in San Diego Comic Con this year.
Ooh,
awesome!
You are. Now wait a minute.
That doesn't.
Say again.
He's hoping that he goes to San Diego Comic Con.
Joe,
no, I'm in Artist Alley.
So, Joe, I see that you drink. Do you smoke cigars or pipes or anything like that?
What kind of pipe?
I do good edibles every once in a while.
No, smoke a real pipe, pipe tobacco. None
you guys just
reefer crap. None of this hippie crap. We're talking like a good pipe, a good,
Hang on, he's having a wave.
Pipe.
He's having a few hang on, he's got to catch up. His internet's flickering.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, my internet's garbage.
Oh, okay. No, we have a men's night Saturday night where all the men go to a Greek restaurant. JC's been there, and then we have this great massive Greek meal. We've been doing it for 20 years. The gals go have a dinner somewhere, and then we just sit out there and we drink ouzo and wine and beer and we smoke our pipes and cigars.
And I leave.
And Jeff leaves when the smoking starts. He does. But you're invited, my friend. So look me up. We'll talk before San Diego and join it. Unless you have big plans,
awesome. Sounds good.
It's a great night. It's an evening.
And it is
my fucking internet.
And it's a tradition of long standing.
Yes, it's coming on 20 years now. It might be 20 years, I think.
Oh, this is great, Billy. Do you smoke a pipe? Joseph, I take edibles.
Yeah.
That's great. Those are
great.
fun. Those are
That's
fun.
so great.
My buddy does edibles every now and then.
It just shows like how old I am, like my world.
You're like, do you smoke a corn cob pipe, young lad?
Yeah, because I was like the other day talking about taking pot, and apparently one doesn't take pot. So I'm like, and you're taking pot? And that makes you cool and blah blah. And they're like, pot. My wife's
like Billy, you're always referring to the Twitter and the Facebook.
Well, yes.
Right now, you should start referring to the pot.
I think yes.
Such old man.
I eat in those edibles. The edibles.
Yeah, that's great, Blevins. That's great. Do you smoke
the edibles?
I take edibles. So you can take pot if you take edibles. So there you go.
Sure.
It'd been better if he was like, nah, but I blow coke. It's not snowing just outside. Welcome to New England, bitches.
It's all down to debauchery now. Look at this.
All right. Well, we've been on for like an hour, almost an hour and 40 minutes, gentlemen. So again, I just want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Everyone out there, please, if you can't, back it, and we know times are tough, but please share it. Share it on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Tumblr, your whatever dating sites. Just do it all. Just share it and get the word out there. Grinder, whatever it is.
I knew you were going there, man. I literally
I was like
Grindr.
naming things off. Like, what the hell is the other one? Grinder.
Yeah, I knew you were going there. Here's the thing.
Audience.
Here's the thing I want to say that we know back from the Vampire PA trade paperback, Nile, is that the sharing it makes all the difference. That's even going to be more so right now.
Yeah.
When you've got guys that are like, what did you guys say, 102%? You got it. We got to get them beyond that because there's going to be some cancellations. We just know it. And to be fair to the people, when they bid, it was in good faith. They didn't.
Yes,
nobody
absolutely.
knew this was coming. It's nobody's fault about this. That nobody on this show's fault. Let's say that. And sharing it around makes all the difference. Nile was the brain of the Vampire PA trade paperback thing. He shared that every freaking where, and it really is the thing that got us over the finish line and got other people to share it as well. And let's face it, I know exactly the situation right now is because I'm, my expendable income goes to saving up for a donut. And that won't be the case 6 months from now, but it is right now.
Yeah.
And everybody goes through that periodically. Now all of a sudden we're going to have a lot of people going through it. So if those of us that can't get out there and share this around and say, hey, this is really cool, it really makes a difference. And then of course, if you can, go ahead and support it, please. Come on, we need new comics.
Absolutely, and new comics like this.
You know what's good too, actually? What I found is like, even with Facebook, because I know a lot of people are like, Facebook, whatever. Promote the hell of it on Twitter. But also, it's good to find groups or pages on Facebook that like these genres. And that's what I would do when I was promoting books. I'd say, okay, like Vampire PA, okay, I'm going to join a boatload of vampire-themed groups and pages. Some of them might get kicked out right away because like, they're not supposed to advertise. It's like, what the frig? You guys like vampires? It's a vampire book. Get a life. But for the most part, I mean, you can get on there and just, you start posting that stuff and you'd be surprised how fast an audience grows.
Yeah.
Because they've never heard of it. And like, oh, wow, what's this like? You could go to like a Tales from the Crypt fan site, right? I'm just using an example. And, someone has a group. You look at it. Oh, there's 17,000 members. You post it, and then all of a sudden you got people liking your post, this and that. And then you do see traffic build up. And it really does help. But again, it's like a time thing, Yeah. I used to have a lot more time to do that stuff.
And then you had kids.
I know, then I had kids.
And then
it's going to change. And then I went to Starbucks with Billy, and now we have a show.
I know. We'll put on a show.
Yeah, hey, we'll do it.
Kids, let's put on a show.
Let's put on a show. Anyways, we should.
All right. Well, this has been fantastic. Lots of news today. We're all quarantined, or we're all indoors for the most part. So let's keep a great dialogue going with one another. And let's see how we could make this into our finest hour. What do you say to that?
All right. And Joe and Rich, how can everyone keep track of what you guys are doing?
So you can find us on Rich. What's our website?
Project
Eating edibles.
Entertainment.com. It's a long one. ProjectPandoraEntertainment.com. That houses all of our properties and has links off to a bunch of stuff. Hopefully there'll be a store up there soon. If you're looking for Electric Black comics, you can go to scoutcomics.com. Or if you're looking for entire collections of Electric Black stuff, it's all on the Kickstarter. And then we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Joseph Schmalke on Facebook, Rich Woodall on Facebook. What is it? Johnny Raygun for Instagram for you?
Something like that. I'm hardly.
And I'm at Schmalke. There's another Schmalke. You can tell the difference between us because I don't have a Texas flag and like a shotgun. That's my cousin. He's a good shit. I like that guy. But that's my cousin Jonathan.
You mentioned Texas. There goes JC Vaughn. JC loves he's from Texas, man. So
that's my adopted home state.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
Yeah. my whole family is from the South. So is Rich's. He's from where are you from? Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah, and you guys moved up to the beautiful north, New England weather.
Yeah,
huh?
we decided to move. We decided to move out of the fucking swamp,
Right.
balls off, the frozen tundra that is the New England. So
There you have it. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming on again. Everyone, if you can, check out Electric Black Presents and all their other great books. JC Vaughn, thanks for popping in.
Hey,
I knew
man,
you
thanks
were
for inviting
a fan
me.
of Rich. I wanted to get you on and also
yeah,
ask you a
thank
couple
you.
questions. And Billy, as always, we'll be back on tomorrow night. We've got some great guests.
Tally ho.
And yeah, so everyone have a great night. Stay safe, healthy, happy, and have some fun.
Good night,
Hey,
guys.
Joseph.
See you guys.
Joseph.
yeah. What?
Salud. You got your drink? Salud.
Oh, dude, no, dude, it's empty.
It's empty.
I can't fucking toast you.
You guys are great,
Thank
man.
you so
Good to
much
have
for
you
having
on,
us,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Great luck with it, and seriously, look into Indiegogo. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you
Yeah.
anything. It's just a lot more work. It's more work.
Dog
But
shit.
Are we not live now?
No, you are live. So
no, we're still
Okay.
live.
I'm gonna say goodbye. If you guys want to chat after, hang on. You can stay backstage or you can leave. But everyone, let's have a great night because I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning into Crowdfunding Comics. We look forward to hanging out with all of our crowdfunding fans every time we go live. And don't forget to click the link below and subscribe to our channel. And there's a little bell. You may want to hit that too. This way you get all the great notifications when we go live and when we upload some awesome content. You want to follow us? Sure, go right ahead at Twitter at CrowdFundComics with an X, Instagram Crowdfunding Comics, and Facebook at Crowdfunding Comics. Till next time, crowdfunding fans, we'll see you soon.